Alright everybody, welcome back, and right now we're going to be looking at the Combiner Wars Stunticons and Menasor eventually. So for now, let's talk about the Combiner Wars Stunticons. Now, they were the second wave of Combiner Wars released, and at the time, very exciting because like the aerial bots, there hadn't been Stunticons in a while. In the case of the Stunticons, it was even longer because with the aerial bots, you still had like the Energon versions, if you will, and they also made others. It's like the TFC Uranos. But in the case of the Stunticons, there hasn't really been much of like a Stunticon team since G1, with the exception of the Fans Project M3 Intimidator, or whatever you want to call that one. But that was a pretty nice Menasor. Granted, it was very what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't really hard to do, but it was very involved. It's like in some of the parts you have to do, especially like with Motormaster. Now, in the case of Motormaster, you'll notice that they've gone for just a cab look, just a cab instead of like the full cabin trailer. And this was mostly because with the Series 1, Wave 1, they released Voyager's Silverbolt and Optimus Prime, which was a retool of this, so they could have an Optimus Prime combiner with based on like the G1 Optimus Prime, which would turn into Ultra Prime. They also later released a white one called Battle Core, which wasn't Ultra Magnus. It was weird, and that one would form something Optimus Maximus or something like that. But anyway, we'll talk about that one later. In the meantime, let's talk about the Stunticons here. Now, just like with the aerial bots, they did not release the full team at once. They started off with a brand new member, in this case, Off-Road. They even gave it the same colors as Wild Rider, although later on they did release a proper Wild Rider. Granted, it's was basically a redeco of Dead End, and you know, if you want, you can complete the team that way. They also took the little cab that came with Motormaster and turned it into its own transformer. This one here is Blackout, and he later forms the chest. Now, overall, the Stunticons, it's like are pretty nice individually, but as I'll get into the individual reviews, it's like most of them have very questionable weapon choices. So much so that I had to like get new weapons for them off Shapeways, and I'll leave links in the descriptions for that. But yeah, also, it's like the Menasor itself, it's like a lot of people wanted to upgrade it because it just has a very strange shape. But we'll get into that later. So that's the basically intro to the Stunticons, and we're going to get ready to look at them individually, starting with Off-Road. All right, get ready for the next video. Thanks.